How to center a large mound of clay. This is about 10 pounds of clay that I split into smaller sections. It has been wedged. I have now used my hands to hit it into a cone shape before starting to center it on the wheel. I've thrown it down on the wheel head. I got my hands wet, and I've turned my wheel to its highest speed. I have one hand on top of the mound of clay, pushing down with all my might while using my other hand to steady the mound of clay to help it get centered. And I have my elbows locked into my body, resting on my hips at a 90-degree angle, and I'm pushing with all my might. So this clay is actually kind of dry, so I am doing what's called wheel wedging, where I'm actually adding water into the clay while I'm trying to center it on the wheel. So I'm getting my hands wet, I'm putting it back on the clay, I'm bringing the clay body up to help center it. Then I add more water on my hands, and I'm pushing down with all my might. My wheel is on high speed, a mound of clay nice and centered. So I have one hand, my left hand resting on the side of the clay, and my right hand, I'm pushing down on that clay, pushing in and down at the same time. So what I'm doing is I'm using my hands and my fingers to help clean up the edge of the clay. There are pins on the wheel head where the bat, the blue piece of plastic, hooks to the wheel, and sometimes those pins cause me some trouble when I'm trying to center a large mound of clay. So I'm actually using a smoothing rib as a trick to help me get this big 10-pound block of clay centered. And I cleaned up that edge to get rid of any lumps. And now I'm pushing down and supporting the sides and trying to get it nice and centered before starting to open the clay to make the bowl that I'm going to make. I am going back and forth of I accidentally push the clay out of center, but then I push it back in center. And again, this is very firm clay, so I'm having to really work a lot of water into it as I throw. As you can see, I'm pushing with all my might with my hands. Looks like I've got it centered. I'm going to clean up the edge, clean up my hands, and then go on to the next step. Thanks for watching.